Hey there, people. Your day's about to improve. I know it's been a month, but you're watching Laketoria Nights, a show where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games, and everything in between. I'm Kevin, joined by Andy and CJ, and today we're talking about Stadia. Say hello, guys.
It's been a while.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
So, I think the announcement was either today or yesterday. It doesn't matter because this is going to be like a week behind anyway when we put it out there. But Google is now jumping into the video game scene, and it seems like they're making, I want to say it's a streaming service since it's not really a console, really. But it's supposed to be set up like a Netflix, so it's a subscription. They haven't really talked about a price yet, but I guess the game that they demoed during their presentation was Assassin's Creed, and just by the way you're able to go from one platform to another kind of interests me, and I'm a little scared because I'm an old man and I don't like change at all. I don't like the fact that, once again, I don't have a game to hold in my hand. Yes, I've downloaded data before, but with this is like a whole different. I guess once I see the price point for this, then I'll tell you what I really think about it.
Not only are you not holding a game, but you don't own what you're playing anyways.
Exactly. That's what kind of, I guess, freaks me out a little bit. CJ, what was your impressions of it?
I'm really intrigued. Unlike with Xbox, how with their Game Pass, you can actually download the games to your hard drive. Having an all-streaming service, I look at it from the standpoint of if you have great internet, then it might be a great service. But for people who may not have good internet, they might get it as an alternative or something that's cheaper, like, playing whatever Stadia offers, and they might be sorely disappointed. And I would hate to see that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're near Google's headquarters and, you're in the Bay Area and you've got that sweet, sweet internet out there. But what if you're in, Alaska?
Exactly. Or anywhere outside the United States.
Yeah, true.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of how they roll this out, what games are available. I know I've heard, from reading a little bit further, people who have tested Assassin's Creed have had really mixed reviews, where it's supposed to run in 4K, but from the beta that they did, it never ran in 4K. They had really different experiences based off the internet speeds at the time. Some had lag, some didn't have lag.
Yeah.
I said it's really interesting to see where this goes. I'm not totally sold on streaming games, but I'm interested. I'm definitely interested.
Oh yeah, I mean you have to be sort of. It's the next logical leap for gaming is to ultimately do away with the console and be able to play games purely over your internet connection. But there's a lot of hurdles that are going to get in the way of that, and that's sort of what I think Stadia is going to end up being, if nothing else, than that minesweeper that sort of goes, okay, yeah, here's where, this works, this works, this works, here are some of the drawbacks, here's what doesn't work, and, it's going to pave the way for future streaming services, or just, Stadia 2, or whatever they call their next version of the project.
I mean, would there actually be a Stadia 2? Because I feel like what they would do is just update, or just
right.
Just make it better.
Knowing Google, there'll be a Stadia 2.
I mean, they'd have to, if they're going to. The only way you upgrade this is by upgrading the data center that it's all connected to, because you can't really do anything about other people's internet connections. So.
Oh, they could.
In essence, you're going to have to, essentially there would be a Stadia 2, and it'll be when they create a new data center to test out the next version of their streaming service. You know
what Google could do? Stop being lazy and allow Google Fiber outside of the 5 current cities that it's available.
Right.
Because when Google Fiber comes out, I will be done with any internet service.
Every time my buddy in Chicago keeps talking to me about how he's got this amazing internet connection, and I'm just like, God damn it. Give it to me.
Google Fiber is probably it is the greatest internet that's available in the United States, but it's only available in 5 to 10 places.
Yeah.
Stadia is going to be really awesome in those 5 to 10 places. Let me tell you. I would say what they should do is when you get a Stadia or when you purchase your Stadia subscription, Google Fiber will be available at your house.
And then everyone in those 5 cities will enjoy Stadia, as everyone else is just like, all right, that's cool, I guess.
Listen, I'll tell you what, you better have Fios or Google Fiber if you want to play Stadia. I'll just leave it there.
This is not going to run off a normal cable connection.
Have Fios, have Google Fiber, or have the highest tier of Xfinity.
Also, you're going to need a really amazing streaming or broadband data plan because, you want to talk about how much data your streaming video games are going to use up?
Oh, yeah, huh?
If you have Xfinity X1 platform, don't plan on playing on rainy days. Find something else to do.
Really?
Yes,
Hard
really.
smash on Comcast there, but
I'm not lying. Listen, I'm going to be honest with our viewers.
So with Stadia, I guess the way Stadia is making it seem like they're going to be the next big thing in gaming consoles, since they haven't really put out their price point yet or how things are going to work, I feel like they're trying to compete with Xbox Live, considering they're doing, like CJ said, I mean, you can download all the games and play everything all at once. But with all the third-party companies that are getting involved with that, I mean, it feels like it's going to be, you're going to have to pay a certain service to have it, and then you're going to have to pay full price for every game. That's what it feels like to me at the moment. And it feels like it's going to be more expensive than...
I don't feel like they're going after Xbox more so than they're going after PlayStation and Steam and things like that.
ooh, here's the real question. Here's my question for you guys. Do you think Google lets Xbox Live on this?
You know what? No. I'm going to say no because Google's advertising that you can either get the Stadia little box thing that they had, I believe, or just streaming it straight through Chrome. So I don't see them trying to integrate Xbox Live with that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with CJ, because I feel like they're going to get the same indie companies that Stadia's getting. So I don't see a reason why.
If
they
anything,
would
they'll try to team up with PlayStation, I think.
Xbox and PlayStation?
No, Stadia and PlayStation.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on, can you imagine? Listen, you know what? Yeah, I would love it if that happened because I feel like if Microsoft and Sony were to ever tag team on a system, there would be no more war.
Listen, I would play the shit out of a PlayStation X.
Standard for peace.
I would play the shit out of a PlayStation X. Just saying it sounds good.
Sony box.
Just saying it sounds good. PlayStation X. Sony, Microsoft, make it happen. It's what we need. It's the hero we deserve.
All right. So I'm going to end off this episode right now. Are there any final words on Stadia before we leave, CJ?
I honestly hope it works out. I'm all for new types of gaming, new ways of gaming, bringing in new people to gaming. So, Godspeed.
Andy?
More or less the same. I'd love to see it succeed. I'm always interested in seeing companies bring new technology to try and advance the gaming market and change how it works in general. If this becomes a thing where, streaming video games is a viable alternative for game companies, you may even see a decrease in cost because there wouldn't be as large of a demand for physical market.
Bye, GameStop.
Well, I'm an old man and I'm afraid of change. I don't want this to happen. I want them to fail. You can put me on the record of wanting Stadia to fail. Considering I've been, when reading through it, they actually have VR capability, and that's one step closer to Sword Art Online territory. I'm not for Sword Art Online.
That's just because Kevin won't have a cute anime wife.
Kevin lives in a town where they probably don't have great internet, and they say Wi-Fi instead of Wi-Fi.
Shut up. Anyway, as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. This is CJ, Andy, and Kevin signing off. Watch more TV and play all the video games.